Hi guys, welcome back to my channel, Misty Journals. Today, as you probably can tell by the title, we're going to be doing some collaging. I've had people over the years ask me, like, Missy, how do you collage? And then number two question I usually get sometimes too is, how do you know where to start? It's almost like the same kind of question that avid journalers will get. When you look at the white piece of paper, isn't it intimidating? Like, how do you know where to begin journaling? Well, collaging is kind of the same way. People are like, I look at this white canvas or whatever color you choose, and it's like, oh, I don't know where to start. I don't know what to do. So I thought I would answer a few of those questions the best way I know how I start, how I do it. I think everybody is individual, but I think I can throw out there a few useful tips. So I grabbed some of my index cards. I chose the ones with lines because I thought it'd be fun. If I'm going to make something, I might as well make something that's useful. And I love journaling cards because I'm making a ton of journals for my Etsy shop, and I can add some of these journaling cards in. So I chose one with lines on the back today. And then I also have this envelope because I love the color, and it's so fun to do beautiful collage work on like something you're going to send in Happy Mail. So I thought I would work on some of that today. So I'm going to start with some supplies. So you are going to see me do some of this, but it is going to be quite chatty. So because I'm going to give you some tips. So prepare for Chatty Missy, and let's do some collaging. So my first tip is definitely supplies. That's what we're going to go over really quickly at first. Is if you have beautiful cardstock, that's great, but sometimes it's really hard when you used designed, if you will, cardstock, because the print might be so bold that it's going to be hard to see the different layers. So I personally would like to work with like a blank canvas. It can be a solid color or white, and then we're going to add different textures of paper, like this solid, like it looks like you know, like a grocery bag kind of paper. And then this is my book that I use for ripping. So I love using like books. I got this at the Dollar Tree for $1. So I love to rip out words. So those are like my base papers. I don't use cardstock with print in my collaging because your collaging is all about building layers, and if you have something bold down that has like a lot of different colors, it's very hard to pull in the other things that you really want to pop. So that takes me to my next thing, which is when you're going to collage, you need to have a central focus. So I really thought it'd be fun today to use some of the things that I have cut out of magazines. I have a ton of nature magazines, and I have been periodically just cutting images out. This is going to be my image. It's winter, it's super snowy here, and cardinals are the bird of the winter. So this is going to be my central focus. This is the thing that I really want to stand off of whatever I'm collaging. So I don't want this big, bold base to be down. I want to build and this really pop off the page. So I'm going to set him aside because he's definitely where I'm building. But whatever you're going to focus on, it doesn't necessarily have to be animals, but like if you can go to the thrifting store, or magazines are great for this too, and just find some things that you can clip out, oh, it makes a world of difference. So these are all of my magazine clippings, if you will. I have tons of them. Matter of fact, here they are down here. But I really want to use the cardinal because, like I said, we are in winter and he really is the focus. And like I have tons, like look at this bumble. He's an awesome focus. This owl, he would be an incredible focus. I might actually set him off to the side. He might work. Look at these little birds. They're blue jays and it has snow. And here's a little cardinal. I'll set him off to the side. He might be an accent piece, but just little things like this. And then your second thing that you really like, look at him. Like if I had something huge, he'd be awesome. All right, so let me get these in here really quick. And then your second thing to really focus on is a word. Whether you're going to If you can do beautiful calligraphy, if you know how to write beautifully, Whatever the case may be, you really want to have like one word to go with what you're focused in on. Which, where's my little bag of them? I have that set aside as well. Do you think I can find it? Oh, here it is. So I cut these out of magazines too. So like when I'm doing my collage, I want the word to go with whatever it is. You know, if it's a sentiment, if it's something like I love this bird, wildlife, birds, butterflies. I just take words, little clippings and things like that. I really like this one, but I think I'm going to take the smaller one though, because I'm kind of collaging on a smaller scale. And that's your center focus. So my center focus is the cardinal, and I want everything that I layer, because collaging is all about layering, to kind of be focused and centered around what my main focus is, which is the cardinal and the word bird. And that's why I'm starting with a blank canvas, because I really want that to pop. So things to use to build your center focus, which happens to be this beautiful cardinal, that's what we're going to layer, this is where you can kind of pull in some of your cardstock, but I would take very small images. Like this piece would be great behind this bird. And then like something like this would be great like off here on the corner, because he's still the center focus, but you're popping something on there and there's a cardinal in the corner. So those are the kinds of things that you want to be looking for. Of course, we're going to be using these papers. I have butterfly accents. I have this incredible pack from Tim Holtz, which is the third botanical, like here's birds and flowers. Those are great. That's a great tool to layer, because again, like I said, collaging is all about layering. A fantastic way to layer is to use washi that have just different colors and textures. Like this one I think would look great with this. So this might be something I put down below and then put paper and stuff beside it. And then another great thing to use is stamps. Just like, let me see if I can't pull one real quick. Like here is a bird, but I think that's way too bold. Like just something very simple. Like maybe one of these, or the star, or I should have pulled these before, so I'm not sitting here going through these on camera wasting time. Oh, here's some perfect ones. See, like this? Like this? That's great to stamp over. Here's some words you could use as well. Here's a bird cage. That'd be great off to the side. And what I would do is either, you know, lay some of this paper down, put a piece of this washi over the paper, and then stamp on top of the paper and the washi. And that's layering, and that's collaging. So I just wanted to put it out there. I'm going to leave these kind of set off to the side too, because I really like the look of some of these. I think they'll be great for what we're going for. But that's how I begin to put together a collage. So when I look at something that's a blank canvas, when I look at it, that's what I'm thinking. How am I, my center focus, I always pre-choose a center focus. I don't just wing it, because then I think, to me, they look like a mess. This is my center focus. I want to build off of this. And then I just go from there. Now I have a focus. Now the blank space doesn't seem so intimidating, because I kind of know where I'm going. I'm going with it. So I am going to keep this little piece, because I realize now why I didn't cut this off, because it says the berries of this holly provide wintertime food source for a northern cardinal. So there's some great little wording that we can kind of put in with him. I think he's so pretty. And then I have my birds. Like I have these. This could be for something else if I have enough time, but I'm just going to put them there just in case. So the very first thing I want to do is make sure that this is the right way. Is I want to start building. So one of the first things I like to do is tear paper. I think everybody knows that. And I want to get that down. I want to get that down. Where is my little... Here. There it is. I've been using this. Let's use this. You guys probably can hear that hiss in the background. It's my heat. Usually I wait till my heat goes off, but I find that I'm wasting my life away waiting for the heat to go off in my house before I film. And it never fails. In the middle of filming, it just comes back on anyways. So I'm like, I'm done waiting. I'm done waiting. I'm just gonna film, and the hiss is the hiss. My heat hiss is so loud though, I hate it. I feel like when I'm talking, I feel like I am competing with the heat is what I feel like sometimes, because my desk literally sits right next to the vent, and then on top of that I start sweating like a stuffed pig because I'm literally practically sitting on top of the heat and it's so stinking hot. Okay, so we decided with the bird, this one's really pretty too. I might use some of that, but I think, I don't know, I really, really like this one. So I think I'm going to put a little bit of this down. And one thing about collaging, when you use washi and stuff, it doesn't have to make sense. It doesn't have to make sense at all. When you are collaging and you're putting stuff down, you're making a background. You're making a background. It does not have to make sense at all. There really doesn't have to be any rhyme or reason to what you're doing at all. Which is the great part. So if it's not straight, who cares? Don't worry about it. Don't sweat it. Okay? And then I really want to cut out this one and this one and this one. So instead of boring you with cutting, I'm just going to pause my camera and then come right back. Okay, I'm back. So they're cut out over here. Before I forget, because I'm sure I'll get asked, because these are absolutely gorgeous. This is the paper pad. This is from Prima. Prima is one of my absolute favorite kind of paper pads. And this paper pad is just absolutely gorgeous. It has a ton of like just beautiful nature-y kind of things. So that's where I'm taking these little clip outs from. Just before I forget. I do want to get a stamp down really quick. I do love this bird cage, so I want to get it down before I start layering. And why I am getting this inked up, I do want to tell you too, before I forget, because I was talking about wonderful supplies to be able to do your collage work. Another one, of course, is stickers. When I do collaging though, my preferable sticker is always going to be rice paper stickers, because they kind of already look like stamps. And not stamps, I'm sorry, they kind of already look like they're part of the paper, and because they're so thin, I don't know why this isn't taking unless I rub it, because they're so thin, they are super easy to stamp over and collage over. They very easily blend into the background, I think is the word I'm looking for. So my preferable sticker for collaging is definitely rice paper stickers, which I have a bunch here. I even have some bird ones, and of course flowers, and like ones that look like stamps. These map ones I think I'm going to use because I think they'll tie in very beautiful with this. Before I get busy though, I really do want to, I might cut him down just a tad though. I feel like he is so big, he takes up a big portion of this. And I feel like if I cut him down just a little tiny bit and then round his corners, he's going to be, this collage is going to work a little bit better. So I'm going to do that really, really, really quick. Okay, let me make sure I'm filming because yes. Yeah, see, I think that looks much better. You still totally see him sitting on the wood block, the snow, the berries, the whole thing. I just think the smaller scale, especially for the size that I'm choosing to do this on, is just going to fit this collage much better. And you're going to see a little bit more. Yeah, I think that looks so much better. Okay. Woo, got stuff all over me. So this is where you kind of begin to build. I really want to put a map down, one of these rice paper sticker maps, because I just like the way it's going to look in the background. And it's going to kind of tie in that color in the distance. Let me see if I can't just find one that I really like. Like, I like that one. That one might work. Instead of fussing with it, I think I'm just going to go with it. Woo. Oh, that's cute. That kind of tells the degrees. I might hold that out. That'd be cute to stick on top. And again, collaging is just building, 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 building. Layers upon layers upon layers. And there does have to come a point where you have to stop. Because sometimes it's really hard to say to yourself, less is more. Less is more. Ooh. That one's pretty too. No, I like that one better. Less is more. Sometimes you do have to get to that point where you tell yourself, less is more. Sometimes it's just really hard. It's very hard because collaging can be so much fun because it can be done in so many different ways. Ooh, that ink got all over my nails. I think I'm going to let that go off a little. We'll trim it all up after. Okay. And then I want to put this. All right, so if we're going to put our bird here, I feel like this would be perfect right there. All right, where's my glue? So I might want to put a little stamp up here. But you just start, I guess, is what I'm getting at. Just start. Yeah, that works. Nothing has to be perfect. Nothing. Nothing, nothing, nothing. All right, where was that? This one right here. This is beautiful. I like this a lot. Let's put that image down. Okay. Get this off. I'll put it all back after. Let's see. I want it to go like that. So yeah. Okay. Okay. That looks pretty. We'll put that over there. All right, let's get our bird down. Let's get our bird down. Oh yeah, he's gonna be pretty. Okay, I think I'm just gonna leave him sit there for 1 minute just to see where I want the placement of some other things. I love that. That looks pretty. Now, question is, do I want to add this little guy in here as well? Oh, that's pretty. That's a pretty, that's a pretty. Okay. Okay. And then where is, hold on guys. Okay guys, so this is kind of what I'm going for, but I don't like how much white space there is. So I'm going to use some of this washi on this side over here before I glue him down, and I'm going to put something right here. Simply because I need to pull some of the red from the cardinal over to the other side. Okay, and then I need a little something like right here. Let me see, what can I build there? Okay, so off that same pack where I got the leaf, there's these like little, I don't know, flourishes, I guess. I really like that, so I'm going to put one of these down in that little space over there by the washi. My personal issue is I have a problem with white space. I always have, and I'm trying very hard to overcome it and be like, white space is not a bad thing, Missy. But I have a problem with it. Always have. But I'm learning. I'm learning. Okay, so we'll just set that aside. All right, and now we're going to start building. Yes, that looks so much better. Okay, so let's get our cardinal down. Is majestic. Majestic, I tell you. Okay. And then I love this, and I'm going to put this the opposite way that this one's going. Yes, I think that looks really pretty. Okay. We're going to add that. We're adding layers. Another really great thing to use too to add layers, I have them sitting on my desk, I don't know where I put them, is doilies. And you know, most doilies mostly come white. They mostly come in white. But if you get a white doily and you want to add color, just use your inks. Tim Holtz has wonderful inks for that. Use your inks and ink up your doily, and you can change the color of your doily to anything you'd like. If you have that color in your, you know, inking palette, you can just change up that color. Okay, and then I want to put, I'm going to use this as my words. Oh, I know what I forgot. I forgot to layer some of my book pages on there. Gosh darn it. I love this as my words instead of birds. I really love what he's doing like this as my word. And then we can add a little something over that very lightly, like a stamp would be beautiful, like even like one of these flourishes over this. But what you do is you stamp, stamp, stamp until you get it to that point, and then you put it over your wording. Okay, let me see now. Do I like this? Here with our little flower. And you put the little bird over that, top of the bird cage. Let me see. I don't know, maybe this is too much. Yeah, I think this is too much. I'm not sure about this either. But I do like this. Maybe this should go like this. This just becomes the fun part. And this bird, so it's more precise about, like you can tell that's a bird cage. Yeah, I think I like that a lot better. I think this stuff was pulling from our main image. Okay, and then when I'm done with it all, I'm going to ink it all up. And because I love mushrooms so much, I'm going to stick down a couple mushrooms, and this should be done. Okay, I'm going to peel this up. We're going to trim it. And then I think the final touch that I'm going to do to this is I'm going to ink everything. And that's another little tip too when you are doing collaging, because you're putting so many layers down that, you know, if you want to age it, make it look a little aged and all of that fun stuff, which I love doing, then I would suggest waiting to use your inks to the very end so that whatever you collaged and kind of hangs off the edge type thing gets inked as well. Because if you put it down first, then when you layer on top of it, portions will be inked and other portions won't. So that's just another tip. If you want to age it and ink it, or in any color, or add a color, or vibrant pink, or whatever you got going on, my suggestion is just to wait till you get your collage all done and then ink everything at the end. Okay. You click all this up, and I'm going to get my inking stuff and I'll be right back. Okay. There we go. I think that's absolutely beautiful. You guys let me know down in the comments, and then I can send this little journaling card as a friend mail type thing, because now I got the cover all beautiful. I can write a note to my pen pal on the back, or I could tuck a note in and just give this to her as a gift, you know, so she can use it somewhere in one of her journals. But another fun thing to do is to collage the envelope as well. So we're pushing 30 minutes here. I'm going to do some editing. Maybe, you know, you've already watched the video. I have not edited yet, but I'm going to see throughout editing if I could speed a couple little portions up so that the video isn't as long. But I think I'm going to collage the envelope. I will let the reel play, but I'm not going to talk through it. And of course, that portion will definitely be sped up. So, and I'm going to use some different elements. I think I'm going to use this gorgeous owl. He's going to be my center focus. Look how beautiful he looks. Ah, he's so majestic. And I'm going to use some different elements than I used in here and see what I come up with. Lovies, the heat came back on. Open the video and end the video with the hiss. But here we go. This is the collage on the envelope. I absolutely love it. So you have a beautifully collaged envelope and a collaged, if you want to use it that way, you can send happy mail, or, you know, write them a note, or you can send them just like this if you wanted to, for a journaling card for any junk journal. I think this would be absolutely stunning in a junk journal. I love how these came out. This would be beautiful in a junk journal as well. And you can cut off the flap. You can cut off this flap if you wanted to, and then that would become a pocket that you could glue down. so many different ways to use this, but I hope this explained and gave you some tips on how to collage and how easy it is. And then a few little things that I did bring out but I didn't use, but also great things. I talked about the doilies and how you can change their coloring. I also pulled some of my lace. Lace is fantastic to use for collaging. You can stick behind things, on the sides of things, whatever. You can use lace for all kinds of stuff. And then another great thing, as long as you don't, you know, if you're using these as journaling cards and you're going to stick them somewhere, I'm not sure you'd want the bulk, but depending on where you're going to use what you're collaging, dried paper flowers are another beautiful way to make collage. Like, you can build a bunch of beautiful paper flowers for collaging. They are always gorgeous. I'm always thinking about sticking things places, so my focus is always to keep things kind of flat. But if you're doing something that's going to kind of sit out, maybe you're making like a picture frame and you want to do some collage around it and stuff like that, then these little dried paper flowers, you can get them at any craft store. They're fantastic for collaging. I'm more focused like on journal kind of stuff, so my stuff needs to stay flat. But there's just some tips. There's just some things, and that's kind of how you start when you're looking at a blank canvas. If you're looking at a pure white spot blank canvas, that's how you start. You just pick a center focus, which mine was the owl and the beautiful cardinal, and you begin to build, and you use whatever you have in your stash. The things that I mentioned are just things that I have regularly in my stash. I always have doilies. I have a ton of rice paper stickers. They happen to be my favorite source when I'm doing collaging, just because they look like they're part of the paper. But if you don't have a lot of rice paper stickers, any kind of sticker will work. I just had one of the books out. Do you think I know where oh, here it is. I use this book a lot too, which was all florals, and that's these right here. Like, even stickers like this work. I just happen to like the look of rice paper stickers. Any kind of sticker. These are clippings out of a nature magazine. So the word is a clipping. The words are a clipping out of nature magazines. So you can get your images even out of magazines. They don't necessarily have to come from like this big source. I got these and I added a few in there. Whatever it is that you have on hand, your just main goal is to pick a center focus and build out from there. And stamping, washi, any kind of washi. I just wouldn't use bold prints, you know, to lay flat down. Like, I didn't use any washi in this, but I used washi in this, and I loved how it pulled the red in different colors. And then off camera, I did add a butterfly to this because I wanted these to kind of match, and I needed to pull some of this green color over here. So I did add a little green butterfly, and I think it finished it off. So I'm talking. This video is getting very long. I'm going to go. If you have any questions that I did not address in this video, please feel free to ask them down below. And if I have the knowledge, I will share it. But this is how I collage. I just pick a center focus and a word and build off of that using whatever I have in my stash. I don't run out and buy a whole bunch of new stuff. Whatever I have in my stash, I just use. And I think the more kind of irregular things, if you will, you use, the more collagey, if that's a word, it looks. And I love stamps. I think stamps bring it to a whole new level too. So I hope you guys really did enjoy this video. I hope I answered some questions and gave you some tips. If you liked this video, please give it a big thumbs up. I would so appreciate it. It would really help out my channel. And I will catch you in the next one, guys. Until then, stay creative. Collage, collage, collage for your any kind of journaling you want to do. Stay creative and journal what you love. Bye, guys.